Happy Halloween, my fellow mad scientists and monster makers, to episode 20 of Real Jumpers, your favorite cinematic podcast and all things that go bump in the night. Well, at least for tonight. In honor of All Hallows Eve, we have spookified our show to delight in the dark and macabre. I am your host, an unlicensed grave robber, Turner Thompson, and joining me in the lab tonight are my team of gruesome assistants. Please introduce yourselves to these unwitting test subjects, and let the dissection begin.
You know, that's offensive. I prefer terrible instead of gruesome.
Yeah. What's also, Turner, is your voice okay? Do you need a lozenge? Are you gonna work cold?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Hi, I'm Akemi, the only surviving, one of the very few surviving witches from the Salem witch trials. They didn't get me. I have been living for 150 years and still going. Can't catch me, and you can't prove nothing.
Good evening, you strange and unworthy listeners of this podcast. As we speak, I've already infiltrated the United States government's mainframe, canceled every single YouTuber on the platform except for the Real Jumpers podcast. What could be scarier than listening to us trash on classic movies for all eternity?
Sup, y'all? Jumper Dion here, currently being dragged into the abyss, but still wishing you all a very spooky, scary skeleton season.
You know, I almost said it's September, but then I would have looked really stupid.
Salutations, dear listeners. Spooky Steve is here to sever your cerebrum and suck your spleen. But a fair warning to make the game fun, remember to close your blinds and lock your doors, or else your soul may not anymore be yours.
You know, the funniest part, all of these intros are way scarier than the actual movie we're about to talk about.
Very true.
Very much, yeah.
So today, Troopers, for Halloween, we are watching a classic monster movie known as The Creature from the Black Lagoon from 1954, the same year that Gojira came out. And I've got plenty to compare with these two films.
It's almost like he planned for it.
The reason we decided to watch this movie is completely my fault. I'm so sorry, everybody.
She can't handle Nightmare on Elm Street. Everyone make fun of her.
If anybody tuned into last year's Spoopy Week streams, I was very adamant that I don't like scary things. We were going to do Rocky Horror, but Turner decided that was way too inappropriate for this podcast.
I don't like scary things. I played Alien Isolation.
Yeah, Turner wasn't the only one.
I guess it's not that I don't like scary things. I hate horror movies in general because I'm always forced to watch them against my will.
I gave you plenty of opportunities to back out. Anywho, for Rocky Horror, I'm going to tell you this for the listeners. Once you get past Time Warp and I'm a Sweet Transvestite, you can just stop watching the movie.
I disagree wholeheartedly. You guys are uncultured swines who don't appreciate musicals, and this is a cult classic, and I am completely biased because I watch it every year on Halloween.
Emphasis on the cult.
Then tell me why only those two songs are the ones that anyone know about, and they're not even sure it comes from that movie.
They're uncultured.
It's like the Mandela effect.
I guarantee you walk up to any musical nerd in existence, and they will be able to name you more than just those two songs.
It is a piece of cinematic history that, however, I'm glad to say that I've seen once.
The same cannot be said for this movie.
No, it cannot. It could have stayed there. It could have stayed in the past.
Classics do not equal good.
I'd say the same about this movie. I'm glad to say that I've seen it.
I'll let you guys know, this movie is definitely, you gotta put yourself in the shoes of the people of that era, because things were very different back then. This was considered groundbreaking for a lot of things.
Look, I'm the one who looks at pretty objectively and is like, all right, it came out 50 years ago. I can give it a pass, but even still, yeesh. I don't know. I get why this movie is a classic, but oof, man.
It's White People, the movie. I'm gonna go ahead and say now, I had no problems with the filming techniques that they used or the costuming or the music. No, I had a problem with the story.
Yeah, this movie is very poorly paced.
The pacing of this movie is so effing weird. And we also took note the entire time that, what's the monster's name? Lagoon Man?
It's called the Gillman.
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 Rabute Gilliman.
The Gillman only targets ethnic people and women.
No. He kills the ethnic people and tries to kidnap the woman
Oh, yeah, true.
Yes, because he likes ankles.
because he's horny.
Yes.
Yes.
He's horny.
Yeah, and
He only targets just like the like indigenous people that they have with them, the minorities, and then the woman, and only towards the end of the film, once they're all dead, does he actually go after the white people.
Hey, who here's watched? I want to be really honest. Who here watched all of Unis Honest?
Me.
Not all
Do
of it.
you remember
Nah.
Ethan's persona, the Gongoozler?
The Gongoozler.
No.
Yeah, that's
The Gongoozler.
Goozler? That whole thing where he created the Gongoozler during their night swimming episode, it's far more terrifying than this movie.
I actually enjoyed watching the Gongoozler. That's all I'm going to say.
God, that sounds like the name of a hentai.
It does.
Hey, take it up with Ethan, not me.
I will take it up with Ethan. We live in California. I'm going to drive over there right now.
I met him once at a rent fair.
All right. Well, anyway, before we dive into this film, I want us to get a few things out. If you like our show and would like to help us grow, you can support us directly by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/RealJumpersPodcast. There you can get early access to our episodes that will be uncensored and have extra bits that will not be on our YouTube versions or, every other platform. You will also get early access to our movie night highlight reels. And we already currently have 5 episodes on the platform that are uncensored for your listening pleasure, as well as our movie night highlight reel of us watching Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. It's really funny. I highly recommend watching it. And if you can't join our Patreon, you can still help us conquer the airways. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that stupid little bell icon on YouTube, because apparently that's how you actually subscribe to something. And share it with your fellow cinema fanatics. Remember that our broadcasts are now available on most podcast platforms. You can find us anywhere like Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean. And lastly, we want to say is that everything on this broadcast is for entertainment purposes only. Any alternative facts we present are for your amusement, so feel free to correct us in the comments below. Is there anything you guys want to say before we get started?
Give us money.
Can we talk really quick since it's spooky season? Let me just regale you with a tale really quick, dear viewers. Turner played Alien Isolation a couple of years ago just for the hell of it during spooky season, and he played on hard mode, and the alien absolutely butt-fucked him. Like, every single available opportunity, it just appeared around a corner behind a door that he was going through. It sniffed his booty from, across the ship and just bolted towards him. I played it 2 years ago. I played on... Oh, no, sorry. Turner, you played on normal. I played on hard for the memes. And I played on hard. Dude, the alien was like a disabled grandma. It f***ing ignored me when it stared right at me and did the kill noise where it's about to kill you. It's just must have been the wind. I swear that thing is racist towards white people.
It's true. I was the vent cover.
It's because you're black, dude. It respects you.
I have to ask, is this story going on the actual channel, or is this going to be on Patreon?
This might be a Patreon exclusive. That's up to our editor.
Cool.
I don't know. I just wanted to share.
Wait a minute. Was it your playthrough or Turner's where y'all opened the door and the alien was right there?
That was me.
Turner.
That motherfucker was waiting for me.
Turner opened the door and that to be continued music started playing like dun, 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 dun.
So stupid. Anything else you guys want to say before we get started?
Can I apologize for my absence as of late?
Oh, sure. Go for it.
I would like to point out to the viewers that I am not avoiding any episode that I am not directly in charge of. See, what had happened was, and it's a good story when you start with that, I caught a cold, was fine for a week, and then I caught the flu. Best luck in the world over here, and now I'm back and ready to kick ass.
Well, now then, ladies and gentlemen, gear up. We're jumping feet first into the spirit of the season. This is Real Jumpers, and now let's drop.
Wait, we're dropping into a spirit? That f***s with the electronics, you dumbass.
I'm going to give you guys a little bit of historical context so that hopefully I can convince you guys to appreciate this film maybe a little bit more.
I do appreciate the film. They just smelled their own farts way too much with being able to film underwater.
Turner, tell us about movie making.
Oh, I'd love to tell you about movie making. I eat this crap up, dude. Back in the 1930s to 1940s, Universal established a classic horror genre known as Gothic horror, which includes iconic monsters like Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, the Mummy, and the Wolfman. These are largely Gothic-themed films that are set in European castles, misty moors, dark labs, dealing with curses, mythologies, and the consequences of playing God, like in Dr. Frankenstein. But by the mid-40s, the original monster series have mostly developed into just, mashups and multiple sequels like Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, or Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, which is weird because they don't have a lot of versuses. That's a more modern thing to say versus. And by this point in time, Gothic stuff has kind of run its course. It was after the first successful deployment of the atomic bomb that I believe that a lot of historians kind of think that the general public was finally aware that, oh, this thing called science can do that? Oh, shit. I thought science was for making, crystals grow in, your backyard. But, apparently we can, wipe out a nation like that.
That reminds me of that one meme that goes, science was invented in 1945. Before 1945. I don't have a good analogy for it, but I saw it in my mind's eye.
No, that's pretty accurate, too, because, you gotta understand, people didn't really like science fiction that much until we nuked Japan.
That's not good. That's terrible.
That's because no one was scared of science. Science wasn't scary until we nuked some
He's not entirely wrong.
He's not wrong. No.
That's the equivalent of Russian Badger and the gang just going, man, they bombed 2 boats, we dropped the sun on them twice.
Wait a minute. So the science that was used to make a gun apparently wasn't terrifying enough.
No, that's simple. That's just an explosion. Who the cares? Little Timmy and his Labrador could cook up some gunpowder in his backyard if he really wanted to.
Teeny tiny explosion that any kid around the block can do. Not scary. Giant explosion that destroys half a country. Terrifying. Yes, this actually does make sense.
It's all about relativity.
The kind of thing that, the guys who were doing the math were like, if we're wrong about this sets the atmosphere on fire. That's a planet ender.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it anyway.
Humanity didn't advance forward by being pussies.
That reminds me of a really, really bad joke. Somebody asked, name something that we do that Japan can't do better. And someone said fireworks. For instance, we sent them 2 of them.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. That's so terrible. While different parts of the world experienced this fear of the atomic age differently, for example, we talked all about Gojira and how they viewed it. America had a slightly different view where they were still cautious about it, but it wasn't, a lot of the times it wasn't super dark, because Gojira is a more dark film than clearly the Gillman, but
it's all propaganda, man.
At this time, monsters were no longer born of ancient curses or dark castles, but now of radiation technology. A good example of this is The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, which is a movie that explicitly had a nuclear bomb that thawed out a dinosaur and it started wreaking havoc in New York City. Brendan Tenold, also a great YouTuber, pointed out that the American Godzilla, the one that everyone hates, I think is awesome, but everyone hates it, is kind of a spiritual remake of Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, and I love that. Very subtle, but I love it. Anyway, so alongside this, there's the communist paranoia of invasion. There's movies like The Thing from Another World, which is what The Thing is a remake of, but it's totally different.
Mothra?
Has an awesome line. No, not Mothra. No, it's the people with the screaming when people discover that you're not real and shit, which is also very common in the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. There's an amazing line from A Thing from the Other World where he goes, "Keep watching the skies," because it's the fear of like the Russians as well as possibly aliens. Who knows? Space just getting started.
The Great Space Race.
During this pivot to more science fiction in theaters and movies and stuff, Universal decided to shift its monster output to something away from gothic towards more modern science. There was a movie that is the predecessor to The Creature from the Black Lagoon called Creature, It Came from Outer Space, which was the Universal's first 3D horror film. Yeah, they had 3D back then.
Explain how. Please explain.
It's not the classic red and blue, and it's actually a lot closer to the technology we use today for 3D, where it's glasses with different like pass filters, like one's horizontal, one's vertical, because it was compatible with black and white. I didn't do as much research into it, but it's a different system than the red and blue system that you guys like when like Freddy 3D and Jaws 3D used.
Interesting.
Yeah. I had to pick and choose what I put my research into today. There's a lot of interesting stuff you could talk about this film.
Film history is always very interesting.
I love this shit, man. This shit, my crack cocaine.
Turner, are you using again? He's holding a history book. No.
Oh wait, I thought Turner's crack cocaine was great plastic crack.
That's one of them.
I'm addicted to a lot of things. When Universal decided to make another monster movie that was for more the modern age at that time, they created something called The Creature from the Black Lagoon, which successfully bridged their old classical monster movie style with the new cutting-edge anxieties of the 1950s. It's a creature from the ancient past, but it tackles modern themes, which is interesting because it's a missing link to the Pleistocene, which I have a whole issue about that, but I'll talk about that later.
Warning.
So it's ancient history meets modern science, which is kind of an interesting take because stuff like Frankenstein, which does deal with science, is kind of old school Gothic style. Dracula is just only ancient history and stuff.
Godzilla's ancient history.
Kind of?
Technically. Once they actually made a story for it.
So doing 3D was a big technical feat for The Creature from Outer Space, but this was done underwater. So they had to like invent 3D cameras to be underwater. That was pretty impressive.
And they were so proud of that.
They were. Any chance they got to go into the water, they took it.
Yep, they did. In the crystal clear Amazonian waters.
God, I hate it.
You know what? That explains the scene with the girl that I hate so much that I'll rant about later. So much. That scene's so long because they were horny.
Yeah, that is kind of true. I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of true.
No, they weren't even horny for the woman. They were horny for technology.
Yeah.
How else could Gillman see the girl's ankles that he was stalking?
The interesting thing about The Creature from the Black Lagoon is twofold before we talk about some other stuff about it. This movie is considered the last classic Universal monster movie. So like Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein, Gillman is the last one. It's interesting because he has never been properly remade. There have been homages to him. The Gillman showed up in The Monster Squad, which was a fun Goonies-style monster movie that like has all the classic Universal monsters in it. And then there was The Shape of Water by Guillermo del Toro, which is more or less a spiritual remake, or more like a spiritual sequel to The Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's a very interesting film. I'd recommend it. Guillermo del Toro is awesome. The guy who plays Abe from Hellboy plays the creature in that movie. It's awesome. So here's a really interesting story. There is a woman named Millicent Patrick, and she is a groundbreaking figure in like entertainment. Okay, she was the first female animator at Disney, working on Fantasia and Dumbo, and she is the first woman hired at Universal Studios special effects makeup department, and she is responsible for designing the Gillman. She may not have been integral in making the costume itself. She did participate in that process, but she was the one who designed the creature.
We love a woman who can do it all.
Yeah. She's also pretty famous for being, well, pretty. And so they decided that they wanted to use her in a promotional tour for the film. And the tour was called Beauty Who Created the Beast. However, there is a man named Bud Westmore who, up until kind of like 20-ish years ago, was credited as the creator of the Gillman. And this guy's an asshole. He is so misogynistic that he demanded the tour be renamed The Beauty Who Lives with the Beast instead of The Beauty Who Created the Beast.
What?
And denied her design credit and claimed it for himself and fired her when she was done with the tour.
Wow.
Riot!
What?
Riot!
Yeah.
Well, now you've soured my mood.
We need to riot. All women listening to this, grab your pitchforks. We're going over to Universal.
Yeah, and this story didn't come out until, I forget what, I read it earlier, but basically the story of her involvement was not added to like the history books until like a documentary that came out like 20-ish years ago. It's insane.
Well, that's really
40s, man.
I give the perfect example of the everless, how time has treated women. And unfortunately, that's actually very par for how women were treated back in the day. Actually, unfortunately, that's still how women are treated in some places.
I can only say that we have marginally gotten better. There were 2 suits. There was one for land and one for the water. They had 2 actors, one who was good at swimming and the other guy who was good at holding his arms forward and sliding his feet along the ground. He also could pick up a woman. That was very key to the role.
Do we have any more stories of the suit actor almost drowning this time?
Actually, for the most part, they did a pretty good job avoiding that. They always had a crew off camera who had, like, it was a scuba team. The guy who was the creature from the Black Lagoon was like, oh, that's good O2.
One thing I can commend the movie on, even all this time later, I do still think that the suit actually does look pretty good.
Yeah, the monster does look pretty good.
I would give the face another design pass because I don't find it ultimately that scary, but like considering some of the costumes I've seen from that era, that it's definitely well made. I think it's a design issue I have with its face, not necessarily the technique or the production value.
Fair.
And just like Godzilla, unfortunately, this movie and the costuming and the makeup used in this movie is a really big inspiration for a lot of makeup artists and costumers nowadays as well.
Oh, hells yeah.
At least they didn't have googly eyes.
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love those googly eyes.
There's a lot of promotional material that shows the creature having red lips, which is not true. The creature's costume was kind of like a soft, mossy green, but it was mostly a color. Well, they made it green because just for people who are on set to help with their imagination, but also the color they chose was designed to help accentuate shadows on him so that he's easier to see on camera. So,
because they were still in black and white.
Exactly. It didn't matter that much back then. It was black and white.
Well, no, this is it's color theory. It's for the same reason why the entire Family Addams set is pink.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you talked a lot about that in our Gojira and Raise Again videos.
What's interesting, and I guarantee you, it's just so that it can show up on the black and white cameras better. It's color theory. So for those who don't know, the Addams Family set that was filmed in the 1950s, 1960s, before color TV, was pink. The set was pink so that it could accentuate shadows better and appear better on screen. It's for the same reason that a lot of the time makeup for black and white, where girls nowadays still have like shades of beige and brown and everything for actual makeup, right around the eye, it'd be different colors of pink and green and reds and blues so that the shadows appear contoured under the black and white filter.
I love that so much. It also has to do with just the chemical reactions that happen in the film itself just react differently to those types of colors. So It's just a lot of like trial and error. It's like, I'm just gonna throw it out there. It kind of looks good when it's pink. I'm not gonna lie.
There's also something I know of in night vision goggles and just night vision in general. The reason it's green is because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure green has the widest spectrum of colors that the human eye can detect.
If I remember that it's the range we can detect. It's because our eyes have mostly green receptors, and because we have green, red, and blue receptors, and I think we mostly have green.
Maybe that's why Green Lantern is the star.
Maybe. But yeah, that's why night vision goggles are green, because it's just straight up like, imagine putting on some night vision goggles and everything's in purple. That'd be really distracting.
Oh my god, that'd be so hard to see, especially red too. Ugh.
Yeah.
The majority of the crystal clear underwater scenes were shot at, I have no idea how to say that. It's Wakanda, clearly. Wakula Springs in Florida.
Florida has a lot of really good pools for movies that they tend to shoot in.
Wakula Springs.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. And then there were land-based sets that were done in Universal Studios backlot in Malibu, California, which, God, could you imagine just two totally opposite ends of the country to shoot scenes that are supposed to be close to each other?
I mean, that's actually just how filming works, like, in general, man. That's
true. There is an iconic song in this movie that they play all the goddamn time.
Iconic?
And you can hear it. It is iconic.
Ooh, okay. I'll hold back.
He contained it.
Look. I will totally agree with you that it might be annoying, but that song is iconic.
It's used a lot. That doesn't mean it's iconic.
It is iconic.
I mean, that's kind of the reason it's iconic. It's iconic because of its cultural, historical, and just like overall significance to the film itself. Because again, don't forget, this came out in 1952, you said?
1954, same year as Godzilla.
Yeah. Again, the standards for film had not been like set yet, you know? Like, it was still a very much evolving art. And again, I'll be the champion of it. I get it. For the 1950s, awesome. They could film underwater. They had a pretty damn good suit. They had the technology. They could rebuild him. Or build him for the first time, I guess.
So you can say it's annoying. You can say they use it way too goddamn much, and I will agree with all of that. I will fight tooth and nail that it is an iconic song.
I will say that it's iconic because, iconic's used as a slang term nowadays for amazing. It is actually. And I say more iconic in the actual definition of memorable, not overly amazing.
No, that's fine. I agree with that. This movie is also considered very racy for the time.
I thought you were about to say racist.
Well, that too.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about that too.
Are you saying it's racy because of her outfits? The girl's outfits?
Yes,
Can I get into
her
this?
outfit, which is super tame. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the main lead, if anybody has ever seen any promotional artwork for this movie, you will always see the monster standing next to a woman in a very risque bathing suit for the time, lounged on a rock or anything, looking very sexy. All right? And that is why it is risque for this time period. The swimsuit that she is wearing, which by today's standard is actually very modest, in my opinion, during the time was very risque because swimsuits back then were a bit more covering and everything. And you see all of her other outfits in the movie where this takes place in the Amazon River. She's wearing shorts and backless tops and, so many things. And along with this swimsuit, it's considered very scandalous for 1950.
Did you know that the swimsuit was also custom made for her?
I did. Hold on. I'm trying to remember the name of the designer who made the swimsuit.
That part I actually forgot.
The iconic one-piece swimsuit worn by the actress Julie Adams in Creature from the Black Lagoon was designed by the Universal Studios costume department, created for the 1954 film. A modern replica is now available from the brand Vixen by Machine Pit, which released a collection to commemorate the film's 70th anniversary. The original 1954 costume was made by their department. I was under the impression that it was the Michelin Pit company who actually made the costume itself. But because of how risque this costume, it is kind of a historical piece of fashion history now.
Ah, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But I find it really hilarious because a lot of the promotional things you see is she is in this swimsuit with the monster and we're like depicting the scene where he actually kidnaps her, but that is not what she is wearing when he kidnaps her.
Well, I mean, at the very end she is, but that's...
I think the costume, the swimsuit itself, was to mimic the risqueness of Marilyn Monroe's iconic white dress over the grate scene, but please don't hold me to that. Please don't.
And it's also just marketing and promotion. Like, even today, like, you should try to keep your marketing kind of concise, but you can pick apart just about any form of media's marketing and be like, well, that's not the shirt she actually wore in the movie, or just stuff like that.
And part of the reason why, as someone who really likes fashion and everything and history, the reason why it is risque is because it is a lower busted swimsuit with very spaghetti straps, and something that most men don't realize, but women do, is the bottom of the swimsuit, instead of going straight across, actually divots up a little bit in a curved motion, which is supposed to give an elongated leg appearance.
Do those legs go all the way up? I'm sorry, I couldn't stop myself.
Tanner, $200 if you wear that swimsuit for your Halloween costume.
He'd do it for free, please.
Damn.
That's true.
I can go on and on and on about these fashions, so Turner, you need to keep going.
Let's start with the synopsis. After the credits, which again, this was back in the era when you did the credits first, we are treated to an interpretation of the Big Bang and the origins of Earth. And all this reminded me so much of the American version of Godzilla Raids Again, where they added in that, like, so dinosaurs were a thing, these creatures are fire, everything up in their being is fire. And it was like, what the f*** is this all bullshit?
It's like the intro to Big Bang Theory.
Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state. I'm not going to sing the whole thing. Also, they said something about 15 million years ago. And I don't know where they pulled that number from, because it has nothing to do with the Devonian age. It's just something they talk about later, which is whatever. Forget, I don't care. We then fade to the Amazon, and we meet a geological expedition that's headed by Dr. Carl Maya, where they discover a fossilized webbed hand just sticking out of the rock face. And I love the way it looks, because it kind of looks like it's clawing its way out into reality. It's like, I will exist, damn you!
That is not how fossils work.
It's not.
I spit in the face of your theory of evolution. Creationists for the win!
Now, didn't you see he tapped that like axe thing against the rock a couple times so it would get loose?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he digs it out with literally no effort.
Before he rips it from the wall.
I hate that shit, dude, because that's not how you fucking handle fossils at all.
Oh yeah, get your greasy fingerprints all over that fossil.
And none of them were wearing gloves.
They were simpler times back then. The time where you could handle fossils with your bare hands.
Turner, does your note actually say we see the monster tease its hand? Ooh, woo.
Yes, it does.
The only thing that I thought of when I saw that was a cat sharpening its claws. Why did it do that?
My stupid analyzer brain looked at it too, because what actually happens is the creature is already here like 10 seconds into the movie. He like sticks his hand out of the water and like paws the ground. And the claw, as it touches the surface of, like, I think it's dirt or whatever, you can see that the nail, obviously not a nail, it's made of rubber or whatever the suit's made of, like, bends. And my stupid analyst brain was like, that looks stupid!
He was grabbing mud for his mud mask.
Mud for the mud god.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got a fish face. It's probably really scaly. He probably needs to moisturize and exfoliate a little bit.
Especially since he's got a date with that woman later.
Oh, but she doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, they love showing that hand. I think they were very proud of that.
Someone count the amount of times the creature either reaches through like an open window out of the water or just like generally towards its target. I think you'll probably get over like 40.
In a slow, dramatic manner.
That's very true. So Dr. Maya takes the fossil and he's going to head to the Institute of marine biology in Brazil, where he meets Dr. David Reed and his love interest, Kay Lawrence, out on a floating platform out in the bay. Turns out they're old colleagues, the younger being a former student of Dr. Maya. And Maya's like, yo, dude, check out this photo. What the is that thing? Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Can we talk about that you can tell that they filmed this on a boat because they couldn't stabilize the camera for shit.
And honestly, you can't really even fault them for that one.
You can't! But I mentioned that to Turner when we first watched it, and I was like, you can tell they're filming it on a boat, and he's like, oh my god, you can!
I'm also pretty damn sure they filmed a good chunk of this, like, in California, because a lot of, like, the cliff formations and everything in the background just looks very familiar to me.
I wouldn't be surprised, probably.
He says as a native.
So our trio are like, all right, we're going to learn more about this fossil thing. I hope it's not a deep fake. So they head back to the Institute of Marine Biology, and we see a cool shark aquarium, and we get jump scared by the most terrifying thing that you could ever find underwater. A woman!
I take offense to that.
A child.
That's funny.
She kind of like comes out of nowhere. I'm going to be honest. The sharks kind of move out of the way in just the right way to reveal her.
Movie magic.
The tank used for the sharks is way too small for sharks. Those sharks are way too close together.
Oh my god, I think it's cruel what they're doing to those sharks. They all look like they're bumping into each other.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there were way too many.
So the team of scientists are looking at this like, the f*** is this? It clearly looks like an ape hand, but it's got webbing and claws. Well, son of a... It also came from the Devonian based on the rocks it came out of. The Devonian? That's f***ing insane.
What's the Devonian period, Turner?
I'm glad you asked. The Devonian period is around 419 to 359 million years ago, and is known as the Age of Fishes, which is, or why is it plural in this? It's just fish. Whatever.
Fantastic.
This is like when jawfish kind of came into the fossil record. If anyone knows what dunkleosis is, that's where that badass motherfucker comes from.
That sounds like an Xbox Live gamer tag.
Sounds like a Pokemon that I should really know about, but it's not a Pokemon.
It actually is. It's one of those stupid hybrid fossil Pokemon that I wish they unscrambled for me because I want my lightning raptor. Damn it!
I'm gonna go see myself out, but I didn't know that, and I love Pokemon. Hold on.
For other context, everyone, the age of the dinosaurs, the Mesozoic era, that was 252 to 66 million years ago. So a period of almost 100 million years separates dinosaurs from the Devonian. That's a long, long time ago.
Oh, Dunkleosis is from Sword. Is it from Sword and Shield? No. Well, that's why I didn't know. It's a newer Pokemon. Never mind.
So we're then introduced to, I'd say, the secondary antagonist of the film, Dr. Mark Williams, and he is instantly drawn to the limelight and potential fame that could come from discovering what the rest of the skeleton of this potential creature that they've discovered. And I don't understand, we'll talk about this later in the film. I don't get why he's so concerned of, we need the proof. Mofo, you have the fossil. We have dinosaurs that were described by a single jawbone.
He wants to make sure he gets the money.
Greed, Turner. It's all about greed.
What more proof do you need? You have, the skeletalized, hand of this thing, dude. That's dude, if an actual, paleontologist or excavator found that, I think they'd shit their pants.
What's more impressive? Part of the dinosaur bone or the whole thing?
You gotta, no, in paleontology, you're fucking lucky if you get anything. Most dinosaurs are 20 to 30% complete because we just don't have the rest of the bones, dude.
He's just trying to make a freak show circus so he can make money off of it.
Right. Not sitting here trying to defend the Mark, right? His name's Mark. Yeah, not trying to defend Mark. He's a straight up asshole. But you gotta admit, I mean, let's see if we can find more.
No. I understand the desire to find more. I'm just saying that, his obsession with finding more proof is kind of stupid when he has some of the best proof you could have ever asked for.
He's just trying to prove to the other guy that he has the bigger dick by contradicting the other guy's idea.
God, that's so right.
Turner, it's obviously a sculpture.
Shut up.
Oh my god, wait, no, he science explains it.
Anyway, David agrees with Mark a little bit, and he starts talking about how marine biology and marine research has become so much more important in these recent years. And he's like, he starts tying it into, like, if mankind ever wants to, like, go out to the stars, we need to study creatures of the ocean so that we can adapt ourselves to planets with completely different conditions. And I'm like, where the fuck are you going with this? And then he does this whole thing where he walks into an aquarium and he's like, you see, this lungfish, the bridge between fish and the land animal, of the many thousands of ways nature tried to get life out of the sea and onto the land, this one failed. And he hasn't changed for millions of years. And I just like to think that lungfish looked at him and was like,
well, you too, David. I tried my best.
So the whole point of putting out the lungfish was to prove that not all fish are smart?
No, the point of it is, and I will admit this was a good move by the movie writers, that because I was like, there's no way the Gillman would have been unchanged since the Devonian, and they point out the lungfish is more or less unchanged since the Devonian. I'm like, all right, fine, you got me.
It's both sides of the spectrum. It's like how pterodactyls turned into chickens.
That's not how it... Shut up.
Oh God, please don't get him started.
He's been started.
Oh my god, second-hand tease?
Oh yeah, they teased the hand again in the jungle, just kind of for no reason. It looks like the exact same shot, they just played it again.
Only this time you can see the head poking out of the water. Just a little.
Yeah, it's very small amounts of him are seen in the water, and that's kind of cool. And this is the part where the creature just decides to kill two native Brazilians who had hopes and dreams.
Oh, I think we forgot to mention, like, the doctor, like, told them to stay at the camp while they went to the marine biology place to, like, get it identified or whatever. And these two poor Brazilians are just minding their own business. And I'm sorry. The monster just, like, reaches through, like, the window. Also, he hates lamps, like Godzilla hates infrastructure for some reason. He knocks over a lamp. One of them is just like, no, don't do it. And then the beast commits the horrible, heinous act of palming his face like a basketball.
He doesn't even try to run. He just sits there and looks scared.
Can we address the bullshittery of these two idiots for a quick second? No, they're idiots because right before the monster comes in, we see one of them finish shining or wiping off the barrel of a shotgun and putting it off to the side. Nowhere in any of this did he think to grab the shotgun.
He got his face grabbed, man. It was over after that.
The second one, however, was smart because I think he pulled out a machete, but it just failed.
Yeah, he just got popped too, dude.
I'm also sorry. I may have capped a little there.
No cap for real?
Alpha Sigma. No, I love how his preferred method of killing in this whole movie is just to, like, lightly put his paws on your face and then you just die.
Well, I mean, based on how strong this thing is, and we'll see a really good example of it later, yeah, I could kind of buy it.
No, I get it. It's just because of the limitations at the time, they don't show the actual violence. And, well, I guess also because they don't want to show people getting their heads ripped off. But just the way that they present it, he, like, palms your face like a basketball. You just die.
The entire, like, scientist group back at the Institute said, all right, f*** it. We're going to do an expedition. We're going to find the rest of the skeletons. So David, Kay, Mark, and Dr. Maya have boarded the jungle boat known as the Rita. Rita's Ice?
What?
So you wouldn't have Rita's... Just, wait, do you guys not have Rita's Ice water on your end of the country?
No.
No?
I guess not. Okay. All right, East Coast represent.
I'm also East Coast, Dick, and we don't got that.
All right, Northeastern, let's go.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either.
There you go.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me.
Dion, Dennis, and I are all Southeast residents.
I've not experienced that much dead air in a long time. Jesus. Anyway, the boat Rita is owned by Captain Lucas, and that guy's kind of cool.
Nah, Turner, just give up, man. Just Fishman, palm his face. We're done here.
Yep. Okay. That's the end of the podcast for the day.
All right, whatever. All right, so they're on the river, and Mark, after hearing Maya has set up his mobile lab in the lower deck, suddenly seems to be very doubtful of the integrity of his findings. Dude, you saw the hand. That's a real fossil, dumbass.
No, it's fake.
It is a perfect fossil.
You're the one who wanted to do this in the first place.
Now, you know what? He was wary of AI 70 years before it would be created.
This is a deep fake.
It's the precursor to Bitcoin.
Oh my god. Oh, get up on it fast then.
This whole movie was shot in 3D anyway. You can't trust a thing.
Son of a bitch, he's right.
We then learn that, Kay is delighted because she loves the scenery of the Amazon, and she says it's nothing like the Mississippi, and then David says that it's an untouched paradise since the Devonian. This is bull. I looked into this because I love science. The Amazon is only 55 million years old. So, it formed a couple million years after the dinosaurs died out. So, no, he's wrong. He then says, one of the things that he says that lives in the jungle is and the Amazonian rat as big as a sheep. And I'm like, dude, you're dissing my homeboy, the capybara, man? Yep.
Capybara.
What about Thousand Teeth?
That reminds me. We had a conversation with one of our friends, and I was talking about, how dangerous the Amazon was, and he brought up, I was talking about caiman, which is a type of crocodilian. And he and I had, the idea that they didn't get very big, because I thought, the biggest certain caiman get was, maybe a small alligator, but not, big alligator size. Then we looked up what the black caiman was, and that thing could grow up to, 20 feet, and I'm like, holy shit. No, I don't want to with that shit. Our friend called it a river dragon, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Damn, nature, you scary.
Can I also point out that I had mentioned to Turner that I absolutely hate the setting of this movie, right? Because, bear with me, okay? We all learned about the Amazon River and the Amazon forest in elementary school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we learned about all of the deadly creatures that live inside that place.
Yes.
And to me, seeing those things and knowing those things exist, and then there's this, humanoid fish man?
Yeah.
I don't know about him yet.
Just doesn't seem as scary anymore.
You know what they say, the truth is always stranger than fiction.
I want to be more terrified by the caiman that Turner previously mentioned.
No. I can tell you why the Gillman is scarier than anything else that you could find in the Amazon rainforest. Because it's human-shaped, it's going to be trying to get human rights, and we can't let that happen.
Damn. Oh, God.
It's seeking equal representation. We have to stop it.
I think it's also just, it's just a psychological thing, too. Because, the Amazon River or most, naturally occurring bodies of water are not as clear as this movie depicts. If you're swimming in, say, just, the Amazon River or whatever, let's say you can even see somehow, you got goggles on or something. I don't care what shape it is. If you see something rapidly swimming at you, your primal instinct is going to tell you to get the out of the water.
Yeah.
So they're going through the jungle, and they finally get back to Dr. Maya's camp, and they discovered that the men are dead. It's horrible, and they think maybe a jaguar did it. Meanwhile, the creature in the background is trying to get his filthy paws on Kay's ankles.
Oh, she's swimming in the Amazon River.
No, not there yet. No,
That's
cut
not
that
it?
out.
No, she's just standing next to the riverbank, and the creature's like, give me some of that.
He just reaches his hand out slowly and dramatically. He could have had that over in a second, but nah. He's got to draw out that runtime somehow.
He wanted to play with his food.
Oh, dude, and I love the way his hand acts the second that, Kay, come over here. He's like, he just recoils, back really fast.
I've been spoiled, but I will get my prey next time.
All right, anyway, so they're all there, and The camp's in ruins. 2 Brazilians who had their whole lives ahead of them have been cut tragically short, all for the pursuit of knowledge. No big deal. Let's go dig.
They'll be missed.
Very, very, very bad archaeological techniques here. Oh my god.
Dude, they just hack at this wall with no remorse. This is not how you look for fossils.
Correct me if I'm wrong. As an archaeologist, as soon as you realize that the sediment that you're chipping away at is really, really fragile, you should go in with a lighter hand, right?
No.
Usually what you're supposed to do, and anyone who actually knows this topic can correct me, but I'm just taking an educated guess here. It's all about identifying where you believe the most valuable material would be and trying your best to hack around that. Like, you would go at it with the pickaxe to, like, destroy the stuff that you don't care about. But once you, like, start identifying where it is, it's all about very carefully picking it out, like, piece by piece and trying your best to use as little force as possible.
Look, man, I played RuneScape. You just hit the rock and you get the ore.
Shut up. So they dig for about, like, 8 days. Again, all of them are just, like, completely oblivious to the fact that, like, 2 guys are just straight up dead. I hate their attitude to this. They just don't seem to care that much that they're dead.
Wait a minute, Turner. What level of pickaxe do you need to excavate monster fossils? Do you need a diamond pickaxe or would an iron one work?
And it's just iron. You don't need diamond.
I honestly, I think a stone one would work because, you know.
I used the stones to destroy the stones.
Remember, the deeper you go, the more likely you need diamond, okay? It's after 8 days of sifting through rocks, which they could have destroyed the fossil in the process, but whatever. They're like, you found anything yet? We found Mark says we failed. That's all the people will understand. Bitch, you have the hand!
Gotta have more.
You didn't fail, dude. You proved the existence of a new creature. Then we require less to prove the existence of creatures these days. Jesus Christ. Anyway, David gets a theory that basically the rest of the skeleton may have broken off of a limestone chunk that fell into the river and may have been deposited further down into something called a lagoon. It's not a lagoon. I looked into it.
Well, that's part of the reason why this location, the setting for this movie is stupid to me. It's not a lagoon.
I believe the proper pronunciation is swimming a pool.
Shut up. I had this whole thing about like what the proper definition of a lagoon is, but I actually looked into why it's called a lagoon, and it's because the word laguna is a Spanish word that kind of describes a lot of bodies of water like indiscriminately, and there are things in the Amazon called lagoon. There's a blue lagoon in Peru, and there's the Cristiana Lagoon in Brazil. Even though they're not by geological terms a lagoon, there are things called lagoons there. So you know what? Fine, I'll give you a pass.
So what you're saying is my dark basement can technically be called the Black Lagoon.
Hells yeah, dude.
So if I go down there and I emerge, I'm the black creature from the Black Lagoon.
He prefers African American lagoon. Thank you very much.
What's going on here?
I've been waiting to use that all goddamn day. Thanks for the perfect setup.
Is that how we're going to refer to this movie for the rest of the episode? The creature from the African American Lagoon?
Maybe, I don't know. It depends on how willing you are to commit to the bit. Anyway, so they get back on the boat and they're like, all right, so we're going to head to the fabled Black Lagoon because that's where the river feeds into and maybe there's some rocks there and we could look into it. Mark then shows off a harpoon and just shoots the Rita's mast, and there's just a part of me that's like, I wanted the captain to be like, the bro?
This is also where we get a sense that Mark is very, very jealous of David and Kay's relationship.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why.
You gotta create some drama.
Toxic masculinity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not toxic yet.
Not yet.
I'm gonna be honest, I think Mark and David look identical.
I have to sit there and go, Mark's the blonde one and David's the brunette.
They both have the exact same face.
We're watching this in black and white.
They both look like they're late night news anchors, dude.
They got that perfect hair gel after 8 days in the Amazon. How much hair gel do you think they brought?
Enough.
A lot.
So eventually they trick to the lagoon, and it's tricky to get in there because there's like this rocky passage that makes it hard for them to get in. So that's important for later.
That's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Our main heroes are eager to dive in. Mark and David, being the most handsome, dive into the unknown. They are secure in the fact that they know that their privilege will give them a nice buffer between them and any danger they may encounter.
God damn it, I hate that you're right.
The monster seems to think so.
And what follows is a lengthy sequence of underwater filmography, which was impressive for the time because it was shot on a 3D camera, blah, 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 blah. We already talked about all this shit. So they find some rocks with their awesome rock collection, and the two of them are stalked by the Gillman, and David gets his girlfriend a plant, and I just...
It's not even pretty. It's just a leafy thing with 3 prongs, and they get up. Hold on, I'm sorry, Turner. They get out of the water, and he was like, "Got this for you." And my response every single time is, "Thanks. You shouldn't have."
Thanks, I love it.
A dirty weed from the bottom of a river.
It's like that scene in Shrek where she hands him the handkerchief and he wipes his face and just gives it back to her.
It's the thought that counts.
Is it?
Look, he went out of his way to yank a random weed from the Amazon River that's probably got deadly microbes on it.
And the ongoing theory that Turner and I have is that this is the whole reason why the Gillman got angry, because he picked a leaf from his garden.
All right, so Mark continues to be a dick, and David's like, "I can't stand him anymore." And his fiance Kay is just like, look, he makes a lot of money. Just do what he wants.
We also learn from this interaction that apparently Mark takes credit for a lot of stuff that he's not supposed to, which leads me to wonder, deep lore part, that maybe Kay had discovered something that misogynistic Mark took credit for, and she stays because he's got access to her research or their research.
What a aptly relevant metaphor, considering the story I told you earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that parallels the real story.
Last thing I'll say about them doing the rock stuff. The reason why they want the rocks is because they're going to do the uranium lead test, which I initially thought was bullshit. Then I looked into it, and it's a legit way to date rocks, so I'm totally wrong. They were like, okay, look, if it's the same age as the rocks of the place we were digging, we'll know that maybe the rest of the fossil is here, or some
This is the most white person movie thing ever. All right, get a load of this. And I'm getting real serious because it really pissed me off. This river and this forest is filled with green anaconda, regular anaconda, poison dart frogs, giant poisonous centipedes, assassin bugs, various poison snakes. There are stingrays in that river, bull sharks, what was the caiman, right?
the black caiman that grows up to like 20 feet long, the AKA the river dragon.
Bushmasters, there's
Piranhas.
jaguars and the piranhas, right? Okay, electric eels as well. And this woman who is a marine biologist who should know all this stuff decides that she's going to take a long leisurely swim in the world's deadliest river.
I will say this, your odds of being attacked the second you get in the water is pretty low, but of all bodies of water on Earth, of the places where you're likely going to get attacked by something, it's the Amazon.
Now, you guys may be wondering, okay, fine, but I can go swimming with sharks and stuff like that. I would like to point out that normally that is supervised and gated, and you pay money and sign a waiver to do that. This woman had none of that, and she was in that scandalous little white swimsuit that I was describing earlier.
Gotta look good for the creature.
Idiot!
No one knows she's there, too.
Oh yeah, she didn't tell a soul that she was going either.
You know she didn't. So if she just up and just got yanked, right? Which she got close to getting yanked because as she's swimming down, she's swimming farther and farther away from the boat. You just see this Gillman monster going,
Those are some nice ankles. Woo.
really enjoying that swimsuit, mind you. She stops and just kind of wades there, and he gets really close to grabbing them grippers. And
He circles once too, doesn't he? Like he goes up like within like 5 feet of her, and then he like loops around.
It was during this sequence where I was like, "This is starting to drag."
Because that's the other thing. This is where you can tell that they are using her to really show off their new camera because Pretty Woman, right? This scene takes forever, but we're going to get back to the main point. Nobody is there watching her. Nobody knows she's in the water. If in that scene, the Gillman monster or whatever just decided to yank her and take her back to his domain, whatever, to do whatever, God knows what with her, she would just died.
Yeah.
And no one would have had the slightest clue.
No, luckily, I think it's the scientist, not her boyfriend, but the scientist.
No, it was one of the Rita's crew. So he's Brazilian, so he's expendable.
So he's like, "Ma'am, what are you doing out there? You're alone. Come back." And she starts swimming back, and this is when the monster goes off. I missed my chance.
Spoiled again.
Doesn't he actually like touch her or something? But then like he doesn't actually like take her away.
No, but then he decides that he actually does want her. He's like, "Give me my woman," and she just swims back to the boat and gets back on like nothing happened. And this is the most infuriating thing. Please, listeners, unless you have signed a waiver and have a professional with you, please do not do dangerous shit like this. She is the reason white girls in every single horror movie is a dumbass.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but she doesn't get punished for it.
No, she does not.
This next part, Dion, do you want to describe it? Because I loved what you said during like the whole sequence of what comes up. This is the part where like he gets caught in the net.
The part with the f***ing net? Oh yeah, sure. So this fish man is unusually strong. So strong that he gets caught in the net and he starts shaking the entire boat. Not only does he shake the boat, not only does he break free from the net, but the wooden poles that the net is connected to, he snaps that.
Yeah, and it's not like a small one too. It's like a big ass beam of wood that he just snaps.
And considering this thing's size, let's say he's 6 feet plus.
Yeah.
Let's say he is inhumanly strong. I honestly don't think a human frame can displace enough water to shake the boat and crack that wood.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I love when you brought that up because I'm like, yeah, that's frighteningly powerful. That thing is like 4 gorillas put together in just the shape of a man. That's horrifying.
Even with the webbed hands and the flipper feet, there is no shot. This thing is supernaturally strong.
No wonder he could just palm your face and you die if he's that strong.
Oh yeah, he could probably palm your face and crush it like a soda can.
Bro's the early inspiration for Space Marines.
So they're curious about what the hell happened to their net because when the Gillman cuts his way out, which is also horrifying, they're like, was that a rock? And someone finds like a leftover claw in the net. It's like, no, rock left this in the net. And then these stupid idiots think it's a good idea to get in the water with whatever just did this.
They immediately go ahead.
I'm going to be honest, man. I'm terrified of the water. I think I have minor thalassophobia. If I knew... Look, there's a difference between swimming out in the middle of the ocean and maybe there's a shark out there. But like, if you're telling me I have definitive proof that something that strong is in the water, that I'm going in the water.
That is guaranteed death. The fact that they aren't dead is purely because this is a movie.
And so David wants to get a photo of it, and Mark brings down the harpoon, and he heavily implies that he kind of wants to shoot it for proof.
Gotta bring it back.
White people, am I right?
I just want to see it. I just want to see it. I just want to see it. I just want to shoot it. I just want to see it.
Oh my God.
So they dive down, and after a while, because this part kind of drags, they finally have an encounter with the Gillman. They chase it, and Mark shoots the Gillman in the stomach. But in the next shot, it's his back.
I pointed out to somebody, we learn at the beginning of the movie that they were smart enough to point out in the movie that when you're coming up from a large depth, when you're scuba diving, that you have to wait a little bit, a couple feet down, so you can depressurize, which means that the creators of this movie did enough research in scuba diving and swimming to give at least a couple of right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a type of swimming motion that you use when you are scuba diving so that you do not pick up sand and stuff on the bottom of a very old area. It's used when you're swimming in a limestone cave, or say you're doing some scuba diving on the bottom of a reef and you don't want to disturb the fish. It's a very circular motion with your flippers, and you use certain flippers. So the specialized flippers came later on in life, right? And this is a technique that has been used for years, and these guys don't use it. And I got really annoyed because they didn't used to do the fish. The fish man didn't do this either. This fish man does not know how to swim like a fish.
I mean, to be fair, he's wearing like a rubber costume and the motherfucker can barely see.
But I noticed something when he was getting away from the guys that sparked this anger. But then I realized something, that he's kicking up a lot of dirt and sand, much like a mudfish would do when getting away from a predator.
That's true. He also did just get shot.
Yeah, but I was more upset that they did this research, but didn't continue the research.
Meh.
But there you go. Because of this movie, if you guys want to do more underwater research to debuff more things, go check out Blue World TV.
Cool. All right. So anyway, after this whole encounter, they go up topside, and David's like, "Mark, what the dude? Why'd you shoot him?" And Mark's like, "I don't know what the big deal is." He's just a big asshole. And then the others are all like, "So what was it? What did you see?" And the two explain that it looks like a man, but also a fish. They attempt to develop one of the photos that David took, and suddenly Dr. Edwin Thompson, this is the first time he's ever relevant to the story, is like super skeptical about what they saw. Why?
They're also developing this photo in a non-blacked out red room.
Oh yeah, I mentioned that. They literally, he's developing it like in the back room of the boat, under the boat's lights and lanterns, with like no protective cover or anything. And it's just like, are you actually expecting this to work, or what are we doing here?
No wonder he doesn't see anything when he fully develops. It's like, look here. Oh shit, there's nothing on this thing.
And he's so surprised too when nothing appears on it. Like, bitch, you know how to develop film clearly. You're doing it in the worst possible location.
Right before that, actually, I just want to point out, Dr. Thompson is just like, I find this all very suspect. I mean, dude, one, you saw the fossil. Two, like the other people in there talk again, they bring up the lungfish again. And I just don't get why he's suddenly so skeptical when the two of the main scientists of this group say they saw it.
They're gaslighting him.
It's us, too.
As they're doing this, Gillman decides to hop his happy ass up on deck and snatch another native.
Oh my God. I mean, it is true.
So apparently the guy who gets snatched and the other native guy on board are brothers, but the guy who didn't get snatched, his acting is so bad. Oh my God.
He's an extra, dude. He doesn't matter.
I just have it in my mind's eye now that just while all this is happening, just this doesn't happen in the movie, but just for comedic effect, like you see the doctors talking about the Gillman and everything, and just in the background you see him slowly just take this dude away. Or no, maybe it's like that from American Dad when the werewolf just takes that kid away.
God, that makes me laugh every time I see it. Oh my God. And also, they just immediately, the crew is just kind of brushes off the death of some guy. His ass got taken to the bottom of the lagoon, man. Someone care.
No.
Nope, they get right to building that cage.
Yep, and
it's like Sea of Thieves. Well, he's dead. Whatever.
Yeah, he's gone.
oh my God. So they get ready to try and capture the creature, and I do believe that is where we will leave this episode for today. What are your guys' thoughts so far?
I wanted to make a joke about the fish, but
that's later.
Next time.
Fish what now?
The fish that they use.
They're fish.
Why you gotta say it like that? Am I wrong?
Wrong.
No, but why you gotta say it like that?
We call it sleeping aid, too.
That's like me saying the Gillman kidnaps a protected species.
No, your uncle that you only see once a year calls it a sleeping aid.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Jesus Christ.
That one may not make the that might not make the podcast. Jesus.
He's from a different time when it was okay.
Dude, no. I know why the Gillman targets all the Brazilians. He's from a different era. He's from the Devonian, man. Things were different back then.
Oh my god, no, from the Gillman's point of view, these random excavate like one of his old family members or something, take his weed, and then start shooting at him.
Typical white people, am I right?
Ah, damn
They
it.
stole my land, they dug up my relatives, called it relics, and now they're taking my weed. And when I tried to bring it up at the local town hall, they shot me.
They won't even let me keep the girl.
I tried to take a trophy and they wouldn't let me.
Anyone else got anything else to say before we wrap up?
I kind of want to save all of my thoughts for the next episode.
I would save it.
Yeah.
Then. All right, well, that wraps up our dive into the murky depths of the creature from the Black Lagoon. Thank you for joining the mission. If you enjoyed the broadcast and want to help Real Jumpers grow, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/realjumperspodcast. That gives you access to that gives you early access to our uncensored videos.
Start over.
That gives you access to...
That gives you access, that gives you early access to our uncensored videos and special outtakes?
Yeah, special outtakes.
There you go.
Plus exclusive content like our movie night highlight reels, including our latest one, which is us watching Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and help us conquer the airways and get me a voice coach, because clearly I don't know how to talk.
If you subscribe to our Patreon, you can see an exclusive clip of Turner just completely crashing out behind the scenes, spouting everything in the book.
Shut up, Dom. Anyway, this has been Real Jumpers signing off.
Bye, everybody. Stay spoopy.